Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Tucson Community Center for the Battle of the Monster Trucks. Brought to you in part by Dick's CPEC Tires. You can't win without them. Sanctioned and sponsored by the United States Hot Rod Association. I'm Larry Huffman, along with Margo King. And now, something a little bit different, Margo. Side-by-side elimination round monster truck drag racing exhibition.
And this particular event really doesn't show us what these trucks can do, but it will give us a display of some of their horsepower.
You know, the tanks and monster trucks have been battling each other over who can take the straightaways. Well, this exhibition has been put together to see who can come out on top. And this is the modern-day outlaw, Buster Guffey.
That's the Crimson Crusher.
Check that. That's the Crimson Crusher.
That's okay, Larry. It's been a long night.
It has been a long night, no question about it. The Crimson Crusher, Dale Hancock, 29 years old, of Evansville, Indiana. It's an 88 Fleetside Ford long bed going up against the modern-day outlaw, an 86 Chevy S10 with a 454 Chevy Big Block. Ford versus Chevy. Crimson Crusher, the Ford, the red one, it looks like it made it through a little bit faster.
Crimson Crusher is the winner.
The Crimson Crusher takes home the bacon.
Now, hard to believe that he used to be a mud bogger, huh? Got tired of washing off the mud, so, hey, he thought he'd build $50,000 truck.
That's one of the only monster trucks I've seen with 8 wheels. Does that give him any kind of an edge, Margo?
He's not sure, but he figures it looks good.
The boss is going to be taking over
5:01 seconds for the Crimson Crusher.
The Virginia Beach meet on the far side of the arena.
No problems at all, just a straight line drag race, and he edges out the modern-day outlaw.
And weighs in at 36,000.
But this is going to be interesting. The AM/PM Boss against
it's also powered
the Virginia
by
Beach Beast. There's a look at the Crimson Crusher. And a look at those tires. This is the AM/PM Boss, Jim Reese, the driver. He's out of Santa Barbara, California, 750 horsepower, 468 Chevy Big Block engine, supercharged. And this is one of your favorites, Margo, the Virginia Beach Beast.
He travels over the entire country with this truck, which is actually the first monster tank truck.
Mike Katz, 25 years old. The machine is owned by William Towns. Let's see who can win on the straightaway. Now, there's no turning, and that's where usually the tanks have a little bit of advantage.
Technically, the Virginia Beach Beast should be at a disadvantage on this run.
Looks like he is, and the AM/PM Boss takes it. No problem at all. Let's take a look back at this in slow motion and see exactly what happened. He got off the line a little bit faster. Let's look back. There's the AM/PM Boss. 3.29 seconds.
Now, Jim Reese, he is not only the driver of this truck, but he builds monster trucks for a living.
The Crimson Crusher coming back into the building right now.
So the AM/PM Boss, Jim Reese, the driver, and this truck had the best time in the preliminaries. You've probably seen it in all the auto magazines. It's been in People magazine, even the National Enquirer, and Margo King's not even been in that. The reason being this truck is usually driven by owner-driver Meredith Dalton. Now, Meredith is one of the few and definitely the most popular female monster truck driver on the circuit. But Jim Reese driving tonight, and the Crimson Crusher going up against, and Dale and his wife Brenda on the road almost every day of the year with not one but 2 monster trucks. And Brenda told us earlier they are crazy for putting so much into these trucks. It is Ford versus Chevy.
How about the Chevrolet? All right, let's watch him now. Here we go.
All right, we're going up against now the AM/PM Boss in the far lane, and this is the Crimson Crusher. And the Crimson Crusher, they are wheel to wheel, and it looks to me like the AM/PM Boss takes it.
The Chevrolet!
Yep. The Boss comes through with 4:02 seconds.
He nearly squeaked him out. He beat it by just about 2 feet. I'll tell you what.
So, a good run for the AM/PM Boss. No problems at all.
Right, the Crimson Crusher had more rubber to the ground, but the AM/PM Boss had a little less weight for that horsepower to drive down the track.
We'll go next to the car crushing competition, and that's what a lot of people in Tucson have come out to see here tonight.
So we do have a videotape available.
And we're going to see him go over those cars, and then we'll see the Virginia Beach Beast come out, and I'm telling you, if you've never seen this, it's going to blow you away. Okay, this is the Outlaw. The modern-day Outlaw, 86 Chevy S10, 454 Chevy engine. The lightest monster truck, 10,900 pounds. Buster Guffey doing the driving. That's a great name for an outlaw.
This truck is actually wider than it is tall. 12 foot 3 inches wide, 10 foot 7 inches tall.
Well, he's having some trouble getting over those cars. A modern-day outlaw. He's got to go all the way over the cars, and he is being timed, remember. So the run for the modern-day outlaw. We'll take a look back at it in slow motion momentarily. He swings all the way around and slams on the binders. Still got to make his way around over the other set of cars. Here he comes. Check that around to the end. Comes up here to the cars once again. The modern-day outlaw coming up and over him again. A real slow run and almost going over on his left side, Margo.
And they would say he had the disadvantage because he was the first truck over the cars.
That's a good point.
And when he's meeting the cars that haven't been crushed yet, it throws his front end farther up in the air, makes his run more difficult to navigate.
Let me tell you, though, after the tank's been over him, they're as flat as a McDonald's pancake. I'm not kidding. The modern-day outlaw. Let's look back in slow motion. The clocking 52.67 seconds. Look at that, Margo, almost going over.
Trying to control 10,000 pounds can be no easy job.
No question about it, especially when you're that far up in the air. So the modern-day outlaw, 52.67 seconds. And now the AM/PM boss. Now this Chevy blew the competition away in the exhibition runs. Let's see what Jim Reese can do now in the showdown.
Geometrically perfect. He's 12 feet tall and 12 feet wide.
Running an art car transmission. He not only drives, but he also builds monster trucks for Golden State Promotions. And here we go. AM/PM boss, see what he does. Again, you're absolutely right, Margo. The cars have been flattened somewhat, so it's a little bit easier for him to get over.
Now, I think you're seeing a truck that has got his suspension a little more dialed in. He's actually having an easier job of it.
No question. He's got to be 52.67 seconds, and at this rate, he's not going to have any problem at all.
And he's not afraid to put his foot in it. He's gassing it around that track.
Oh, look at that. Completely off the ground. Air under every wheel. The AM/PM boss, Jim Reese, doing the driving, and look at the crowd. They love him.
Air under every wheel. There's only a couple pounds in each tire. That always fascinated me.
That's right. Let's look back in slow motion. 32.23 seconds, about 20-some seconds faster than the first machine out here over the cars. The modern-day outlaw. And there's Jim Reese reacting, taking the accolades of the crowd. The best time so far. Now to the Crimson Crusher. Dale Hancock, 29 years old, of Evansville, Indiana. Airbag suspension, full tilt steel body, planetary axles.
Now he actually clamps those wheels together, and transport each of those wheels is separate.
The only 8-wheel monster truck that I know of. Let's see what he can do. He has got to beat the run of the AM/PM boss, 32.23 seconds. Crimson Crusher. Whoops, slowing down there, Margo.
He can't afford to get lazy or be slow.
Nope, he can't afford to make a mistake, I'll tell you. Now, coming around to the cars. Again, they've been flattened quite a bit. Look at the 4-wheel steering. There's a beautiful shot of it. Good camera work by our crew here at Tucson. Steve Cannon, the producer, here tonight. And there you go for the Crimson Crusher. Let's check the clocks for him. Slow motion. 38.19 seconds, not quite fast enough. No lack of hair on this guy. He gets up and goes for it.